back in my garage. I got some new equipment to maybe make a little better quality of a video, because most of the time I'm putting clips together and I've only got two hands, and where I'm at there's not enough light really to use a tripod effectively, because you won't be able to see what the hell I'm doing. So I got one of these and I'm going to try using that for a while, see how I like it, see how you like it. But somebody requested a more in detail step by step of how to cut up the bumper and where to cut it. So I'm going to use this and we're going to do that. First thing we got to do is get this thing jacked up and get that wheel off, because I can see this and you'll be able to see it from the camera I got over here, but I don't have enough lights and it'll be too dark in there for you to see a whole lot, or I'm afraid it will be. So we're going to get the wheel out of the way. Well, I've got the light set up, so hopefully we could see enough in here. But the first thing I did was drill these just a little bit, so it's got something to locate this tool, because it's got this point. And now that I've used it and kind of worn it out already in just a couple of uses, this came from the Harbor Freight. I don't necessarily recommend it because this is already bent and it wants to walk. That's why I went and drilled it a little deep, hoping that'll keep it from just walking all over the place. So I've done that. Now we're going to attempt to use this thing to drill out all the spot welds. Damn. That's cool. It's not what it's intended for. It's intended for you to get one layer so you can peel it off, but we're scrapping all this, so this will be easy. Alright, now this piece is loose, and it's got a couple bolts. They're T30s. I couldn't find my T30, so I used these to crack them loose, and then I got a T25 that hopefully fits tight enough it'll pull them out. Alright, and instead of finding the 10mm, hopefully this one just comes out nice and easy. This one goes into the headlight. Yeah, it's not real tight. And that lets this piece go. There's a tab right here, kind of holds you up. I just bent it up and slid it out the back. And now we're going to get the grinder in here and cut this right here, because we can't get the drill to those spot welds. that's out of the way, we'll take the grinder. We'll probably take the hammer and knock this lip down and then grind through these spot welds. Not a lot of room here. Well, I got all that ground down. So I think the next thing I did was cut this off right here. Let's see, we'll look at the other side. Yes, right there, right under those spot welds. So we're gonna cut it right there. I'll just freehand this. Right to that corner. Right to there, that'll work. All right, here we go again. Looks like we got a couple more spots to knock the spot welds out. Hammer, where'd you go? See if we can just hold this. There's that off of there. There's all your horns and stuff. I'm not worried about the horns. I'm just gonna take them off. I might put them somewhere else, but for right now, I'm just gonna unbolt them and get the wires out of the way. Looks like we need a 14 or 13, 14 or 15, but I'm gonna guess 13. 13. Bingo. And we'll get the smaller impact, which is over here. And a fresh battery. And this bolt's just right in the middle. Oh man, the damn nut clip thing is broke. Alright. Cool. We'll see if we can't pull these wires up out of the way so they don't get messed up. So dirty under there now. Light. I don't even think I started the camera or the phone. They're just going right through the hole next to the battery. Alright, that's got that out of the way. Let's see. Next thing we'll probably do is find a 15 and get that brace out of the way. And then probably run the grinder up through here. And then run the grinder through here. And then down this corner. We'll probably run it through the corner on the inside. So we'll separate here, fold that piece down, cut this off, and then we'll zizz wheel that. No, 15. Hope you can still see everything. So now we're gonna cut this off through here. Oh shoot, if we can get it right here. We got that right there, so when we cut this, this will come with it, then we can get to this. About 3/4 off of that. Not 3/4. 1/4 to 3/8 off of that. Cut it right there with this, and then we'll use the Sawzall probably. That looks pretty crooked. Better. We'll plug in our Sawzall, but we've got the wrong blade. This one's pretty aggressive. I burn up all the finer tooth ones, so it might get pretty violent. straightest, but it'll work for right now. Get that out of the way. Alright. Now we're going to come across. Oh, there was a nicer line on the other side. I guess we're going to come across on the back side, just under that bracket. Grinder's going to be pushing towards us, so hopefully it doesn't catch and blow the blade up. Like that. Probably shouldn't keep using this, but we're going to. Whoops. Alright, well, we're almost there. I'm going to take the Sawzall through that corner to here. And then, I think this is the only blade I had. That worked out all right. Cut this. Oh, we're already through it. That's gonna scratch the hell out of the frame. Maybe I got one more blade. Look at that. By the way, if this ever happens, don't use it like I did. Come on. All right, now we're going up that corner. Just a little more room. Get this out the way too. Alright, well that gets everything off of there. Now we just got to get this loose stuff off. Same thing, fold it over. And that's how you cut that off of there. Now you could get into more detail. You can get as fancy as you want. Let me get this thing off of my head. But I'll probably cut this right here. Maybe I'm gonna leave it for now. I don't want to cut this any further because of that weld, because it's pinch weld right there. Let's clean all this up, and I guess the next thing I'm gonna do is make the bracket that's gonna go in here. Alright, we're gonna work on this bracket, or making a bracket to replace it. Let's see. I tried doing this with this on my head and I kept messing it up. So this thing goes in here like this. Hopefully it'll stay there and not hit me in the head. It catches the headlight in that hole. This caught this other piece when it was bent down. So this will be gone. This will catch the fender. The fender is just sitting there loose. You can push it out. But this ends up touching the frame right there, or the sheet metal. So I'm going to use that as a locator and then make a flange up. And this ends up about 3/8 of an inch off of here. Touching gap. So I've already measured this gap, and I've done this twice. I had to take this thing off my head because you couldn't see it. And I've already traced this all out. This is just 14 gauge steel. But I wanted this size flange. You probably really don't need that much. I could probably shorten it a little bit, but it'll be alright. So I've traced it out. This is where it'll be touching the frame. There's that gap. And so now all I've got to do is cut all this out. Everything over here is staying. I'm going to get this cut out. And then I'm going to try to clamp this to the table with another piece of steel or something to hold it solid. And then just hammer it over the edge because I don't have a brake here. So I got to get to cutting this on the bandsaw. And we'll see how well that turns out. Then we'll hammer it over the table. Got it all cut out. Didn't take very long. But this is probably good enough. I'll clean up some of the edges and round some stuff on the belt sander. And then we'll somehow hold this thing down to the table and hammer it over. Just see how well that's going to work. Alright, this goes in there like this, so we want to hammer this end down. I couldn't find anything great, so I just started hammering this thing over. And it's working. I really need to get a break. little more work and it'd be alright. It's not perfect, but I don't have anything else here to do it with, so it's gonna have to work. See if it fits. It's not bad. So we'll just take our square again. Hopefully that'll sit there. And we'll just put holes wherever we want. Hell, this will work. Right in the center. 3/4. We'll just put 2 holes in it and call it all right. Quarter. About an inch in. Yeah, good enough. I don't think this is sharp. Also might not be sharp either. Nope, no. That's decent. Alright, we'll get it bolted to the fender. I'm not going to worry about bolting it to the body right now, or, you know, to the frame. Whatever you want to call that. Because I don't have an angle drill here, and I'll do that later. But we'll get this bolted in. Let's try it out. Above, below. That one's pretty close. Let's see if this one will go in. This isn't the bolt that came out of this hole, but it'll work. Hell yeah. So I just got to get a bolt washer and a nut. I'll worry about that later because I'm going to take this back off, take it to work, make a copy of it just mirrored, and then I'll bring an angle drill back probably Monday and catch the rest of these, drill the rest of these. I'm not pulling the fender off to get my regular drill in there. And obviously I'll clean this up some more with the grinder and hit it with some paint, but you know how to paint things. I'm sure you can handle that yourself. But cool. I'll keep the headlight from breaking off because this is just all made out of plastic, so without that this would just be shaking around until it broke. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I really like this GoPro thing. The quality, or the video quality, seems to be really nice. I like being able to mount it up here. They got chest mounts. They have all kinds of things. Now, what I don't like about the head mount is you can't tell if you're actually hitting what you want to hit. It's just a guess. I can get it, I put it on there and I look down on my phone where I can see the preview and make sure my hands are there. But while I'm looking up at this stuff from this angle, I couldn't see much when I rewatched it. So I hope everybody saw enough of what they wanted to see so they can replicate this or you know, take your own notes. This will at least give you some context of if you want to do it exactly like this, or I'm sure some people have their opinions on whether they take that brace out, because I'm sure that brace going from here up to here, or where this was, I'm sure a lot of people don't want to lose that, but I don't care. It's fine. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, don't forget, like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.